Once upon a long time ago, when I was a boy, I saw a commercial, an advert on the television telling me to get closer to the action. And this commercial was for, I think, Sky TV, and it was promoting its sports coverage for the coming year. I think it was like the early days of the Premier League, so like 92 or 93, something like this. It told me to get closer to the action. And ever since I've heard that phrase, I realized that you have to believe exactly the opposite of whatever advertising slogan an advertiser is giving to you, or at least you have to examine the opposite, because there was no way in the world that anybody was going to get closer to the action by watching the sport on television, at home, on their couch with their Doritos. It just wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to help them get closer to the action. So now, in these times of the great pandemic of 2020, great scandemic, some people say, we look at the slogans that we fed. The first one was stay home, save lives, or at least one of the first ones. Now this is one of the most egregious lies you'll ever come across in your whole life. Now, every day I wake up and I think, oh yeah, I wonder what bat soup they're going to feed me today. And I think I've never heard such lies in all my life. And then 24 hours later I hear more. And actually the time span between the biggest lies I've ever heard in all my life starts to get smaller all the time. I thought it was like 24 hours every morning. I wake up, pull back the curtains, think, oh yeah, what have they got for me today? Now it's like every 240 minutes or every 24 minutes things get worse. Well, let's have a look at the lies that they're telling us. So staying home is just not saving lives, because if you shut down the hospitals to all the other ailments and to all the other services, cancer, heart disease, whatever, people need dialysis, I don't know what they need, people in hospitals need stuff, and you tell all the other patients they can't come in, you're not saving their lives. And actually that's been proven, that people know now that the incidences of heart attacks and deaths at home have risen in this country and abroad in America, due to the fact that they can't get the health service. So that hasn't saved lives. We know that, what did he say? The guy from the World Food Program, he said it was going to detonate a hunger pandemic around the world. The lockdown measures were going to detonate a hunger pandemic. So he estimated that another 100 million people were going to be added to the people desperately needing food, and that I think he said 25 million we're going to starve just straight off the bat. 27 million straight off the bat we're going to starve. So that's not saving lives. You look around you, there's so many incidences. If you shut down healthcare, you shut down the economy. You're going to get things like depressions, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, domestic abuse, suicides. That's not saving lives. So when you look at this idea that you're staying at home saving lives, it's absolute nonsense. Already we've probably gone past the point at which any potential lives saved are outnumbered by the amount of lives lost due to the lockdown. The knock-on effect with children not being able to get their school dinners on which they rely for a square meal each day, with people not being able to get their medication, with supply lines being cut, with borders being closed. The knock-on effect is, the ramifications are massive to what we are doing, and we are not saving lives. You cannot save lives if you shut down life. I mean, that should be self-evident to everybody. Now, the latest one we've been given, the latest slogan now we've been given in this country from our divine misleaders, is that we have to stay alert. Stay alert, man. Control the virus. Now think about the word alert. When do you ever use the word alert? You use it when you're talking about something like a watchman or a sentinel or a security guard, like the ones who were supposed to be watching Jeffrey Epstein when he didn't commit suicide. They weren't alert, so they didn't see what was going on. And miraculously the CCTV footage vanished as well. But alert is a word that we use in terms of watchfulness. Now if you spin that around, and people are continuously adhering to the scientific nonsense that we are being fed through the mass media and through the government, they're not being watchful, they're not being alert. They want you to stay dumb, they want you to stay ignorant, they want you to adhere exactly to what they are saying, because they don't want an alert and watchful populace that might stand in the way of tyranny, as someone like Jefferson or somebody said. only an alert and watchful citizenry will be like a bulwark to tyranny, something along those lines. We're all asleep. We're all asleep. We're watching it happen. We're watching society, like the downfall of society around us, or maybe not not the whole of society, but certainly the kind of society that we're used to. And you can see this because the new normal is rolling in, which is their new normal. It's not for us. It's nothing to do with us. We're just gonna be props, you know, like vassals, like cattle, things to. Empty vassals make the most noise, not the empty vessels. They're all the ones shouting at you to stay home, save lives. They're not just vessels, they're vassals, man. They're serfs, they're slaves. This is where we're going. Now, if you watch carefully, I mean, I could wrap that up there, but there's a little bit more here that I want to tell you about. So if you think about this, I'm going to save it for the next one. All right, take care. We'll leave it there. Bye.